It in fact it feels like a home game now. This is our third year here, so start the same place, same training venues. So it's good. It's good for the club, I think.
Do you think last week's win might have been a turning point this season?
No, it was a win. Every 2 points is a turning point for us at this stage. So, but we've actually played pretty strong football for 6 weeks. We won 3 out of the 6. 1-2, lost 3 and 1-1 now. So we're hanging in there.
Justin Hodges has said that he's really looking forward to playing against Red Inglis, and they have to be together in Origin next week. Are you expecting that to be one of the highlights of the game? Yeah,
it could well be. It depends how the game turns out, but I'm sure the Queensland selectors will be very keen to have him back. So he probably could have waited another week, to be honest with you.
Anthony, you've had a team change already with Joel out, is that right?
Yeah, he's went down with tonsillitis, so he didn't fly yesterday. So Dale Copley will come onto the wing.
Is it put his hopes in doubt, or do you think he'll get there?
No, I think he just needs some rest and some medicine over the next couple of days, and he should be right come Monday.
Ben Hammett's missed a couple of training days because his wife's had another child. He'll join the team this afternoon as well.
Yeah. Emma had the baby last night, about 5 o'clock, so he's flying over as we speak. So he'll arrive, I think, mid-afternoon.
How many kids do you reckon will have whole Thomas?
I don't know.
This rate of it,
he's a good stallion. He's producing something.
Last time you were here, Darren, was it 97 in the Super League?
Yeah, 97 against the Western Reds. We played at the Wacker that day, and we had our last training run this morning. And this facility is much more suited to rugby league, and the atmosphere I think will be very good tomorrow night. I think with a big crowd. Sorry, that's as loud as my voice goes.
Speak up. Leave me alone now. There's no one else.
I have to bring about your end next.
You'll finish me.
Maybe just get on mine out of the way.
We just asked you that again.
Yeah.
Long time since you went.
Yeah, so 97 was my last visit. We played the Western Reds at the Wacker. And as I said, we had our last training session today at the ground, and it's much more suited to rugby league in this facility, and it looks to be a big crowd coming, although there are a few tickets left for sale, and but we're excited to be here and look forward to a tough game against the Rabbits.
Yeah, disadvantage, in fact, people have been here before and gone through the process of a long time between bricks, as you said, for the Broncos.
I think most clubs now, they're professional enough to know whether they have to travel to certain places they haven't been before. They know how to handle it and get their head around, just playing footy. I think that's what the coaches said to us through the week. Doesn't matter if we have to fly 5 hours or 1 hour. It's the size of the field's still the same, and it's just a matter of getting the right attitude on the night.
What are your thoughts on Perth's push to fit in RS side?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's a lot of positives, and I think, now, as I said before, the right facilities here. People can go to the game and enjoy it because the atmosphere's, they enjoy that, the rectangular setup, and obviously the time difference helps. Time difference helps with another time slot, especially with our game about to negotiate the new TV rights deal. I think Perth makes sense.
I guess off the back of that being the Queenslanders, potentially out of your state as well, so it could come at the expense of another Queensland club. Is there enough room? I know you've put asked this a few times before, but is there enough room for that extra Queensland club, or would you be more happy to see West Coast players?
It's not up to me to say whether a particular region can provide the right platform for another team. I don't get to see the numbers. I'm sure there's people out there looking at that now, making sure that when we do expand, it's there for good. We did it over a decade ago and it didn't work, but I think the game's in a lot better position now. But again, it's not up for me to decide where those franchises start, but I think Perth is a good idea.
Obviously, Jonathan Thurston got off last night. Obviously, it's so important to the Maroons cause, but at a sentimental level, you're sort of also happy that he's there for the last Origin game as well.
Yeah, look, it's good to. I think everyone was a little bit worried, but overall, I think they were pretty confident he'd get off. So the right decision came down for Queensland, and hopefully he's there for. Well, he will be there hopefully next week.
What's your thoughts on the contrary conduct orders? Are you happy with
Referees?
how it is, or does it need to be
I think maybe it needs to be looked at. There are two referees out there. There are going to be times when you come in contact with them. It's not. Most of the times it's accidental. So for a player to be charged for a contrary conduct charge, by accidentally bumping into the referee, I think that's a bit steep.
And then, Darren, of course, you guys are coming up against Greg Hughes, who obviously didn't go to your club, and Dave Taylor used to be. Do you think there'll be any extra feeling in the group?
I try to ring both Dave and Greg early in the week because they'll be running down our side, mine and Justin's side, to just take things a bit easy. It was a bit of a gentleman's agreement, but he didn't pick up. So, yeah, look, those two guys, particularly last week, were very good for the Rabbits, and like any team, you've got to focus on some of the strengths and do your best against them. But, we won't be out there making it easy for each other, that's for sure. There's 2 points up for grabs, and both teams would like them.
It is harder than the individual coming up against Greg's case, yourselves and vice versa, where you obviously you'd like to get on him, but obviously he's such a freakish athlete that the respect is still pretty enormous.
Yeah, again, those two are playing great footy, and we just, myself and Justin Hodges will be the two guys marking those two blokes. So we've got a job in front of us, but I guess our experience will draw on that to do our best.
Did you think it was over the line when Greg Inglis was negotiating with the Broncos last year? Was there a time when you thought he's out?
I guess because of the delay in getting to Brisbane itself, I was always a little bit concerned it wasn't going to happen. But none of the players have got any bad feelings towards Greg about all that. I think he's happy where he is now, and he's enjoying his footy as the way his plan would suggest. And we're just, as I said, happy for him, and looking forward to playing tomorrow night.
There was a bit of criticism of his display in Origin 3. How do you think he went?
Origin 3?
Origin 3.
He'd only had one game back, so it's going to take anybody a bit of time to get their straps. And I think his second game, it would have been his third game, was against the Titans the other night. It was a great display. So just in time for Origin 3, hopefully not in time for tomorrow night.
Just without the tables hanging out from me, there's been no team that has taken a straight hold on the competition. What goals have Brisbane set to top two?
Well, maybe ask the coach that one.
You're going well.
So, Anthony, what are your thoughts?
We got no, we haven't sat down and tried to dissect the season or set ourselves goals or where we want to finish. We're just doing our best to get through this part of the year, and we're good enough. We'll finish up where we finish.
And how do you think you're faring in the midst of an Origin series?
We're going okay. Yeah. We got what we deserved so far. I think. We were poor against a couple of teams, but we were good against a couple others. So I think we're going okay.
You had that flat spot last month. Do anything differently to address the issues?
No, not really. Everyone's going to have one during the year, and we had ours, against Penrith and Manly. We bounced back well the last 3 weeks. We've got a few injuries and a few guys, like any other club, that are, in and out of form. I thought last week in particular was a good night for us against St George.
And you're coming off your best win of the season, one of the best wins. How disappointing was it to lose a player like McCulloch and run for disciplinary reasons like that?
It wasn't disappointing. It was just something we had to do as a club. And the positive for that is we get Kurt Baptiste and Corey Norman another game. But I mean, those two guys are good guys, and like we said earlier in the week, we don't hold any grudges to them, but they put themselves in a position where we had to make a call on them, so we have. So we get on with it, and these other two guys get a chance tomorrow night.
It's just a matter of sort of getting that sort of disciplinary reaction in place, so it just doesn't happen again, not an issue from that on.
Oh, we've just got to set some boundaries so that everyone understands them. If there's grey area, that's where you have problems. So, we might have it again. Hopefully we don't. But we've got some boundaries and some standards that we're going to stick to. And unfortunately for those two guys, they stepped outside them.
Anthony, how realistic, I know there's been talk about pushing, separating club footy and rep footy. Obviously Brisbane would be affected more than most. Do you think there's any chance of that getting off the ground in 12 months, 2 years down the track, separating the two?
I don't think so. I think they're talking about the test match being separated, but I think Origin's looks like it's set to, at best, be a Monday night game, but that's just my understanding. I just read the papers like everyone else and been consulted about it, but I think at the moment the best they're going to do is try and play it on a Monday night, which, for the next round at least gives you a few more days break.
Michael, how important is it?
You better move it.
Oh, you're off the hook, didn't you?
Yeah, like Langy said, every week's important for us, and we've just got to focus on getting our performance right, which we've been building on performances over the last 5 or 6 weeks, and if we keep doing that, I think the points will eventually come. No, I think we're just sort of starting to learn what works for us, and we're starting to do it on a consistent basis. And like I said, we just got to keep focusing on what we do good and fix up what we don't do so good, which I think we're starting to get that.
And with Origin 3 just around the corner, they're dreaming of the route forward.
Oh, I'd love to. Obviously, I think it's going to be a very emotional night for not just Darren, but all of Queensland because of what he's done over the last however many years, 15 or so years. So, he's been a great role model for all of Queensland, and I'd love to be there. Lockie, speak to Mel there. Not 19th man, 18th man or something.
John, did you think when you had all those props go down into the guy that's
Try not to think about it too much, to be perfectly honest, but it's probably in the end, I think some of the young guys coming in have really been the ones who've turned our season around to a certain degree. We haven't, as I said, we've won 3 from our last 6, but our performance, our defence has improved dramatically, and it's some of those young players who've come in who just wouldn't have thought of getting an opportunity at this stage, or some like young Jason Clark, who was a fringe player last year, but young Peatsy, for example, he was a part-time player during summer, and they've just got that hunger, that drive, and I think it's rubbed off, and Crocs could probably make a comment, but I think it's rubbed off on a lot of the other players. Dave Tyrrell, Chris McQueen, a few Queenslanders there. Chris McQueen was I sort of thought he might develop to a back rower at some stage, but Blakey could play in the back row, but he's starting in the back row at the moment and doing a pretty good job. So Tyrrell's the next winger who's playing in the middle at the moment. So, and they've been a bit of a revelation for us, but the effort's been great. But we're sort of probably had a bit of trouble, particularly when GI is out, getting enough points on the board to win games. We've been getting beaten like 12-6 and things like that. So, it's, in some ways, I think it's, all our injury problems have been sort of good for us in the fact that, Croc said, I think we've sort of probably found out a bit, what we have to do to win games consistently instead of sort of trying to rely on your big time players to pull it out for you. You've got to work away every week.
So that was one of the
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate it's probably more from outside than inside. Everybody's looking at, Sam Burgess is going to save our bacon, or Dave Taylor, or whatever. I think it's been a bit of a thing at South over the last 10 years. It's a bit like the life of Brian, everybody's been looking for the Messiah. And so now we've got all these naughty little boys who aren't doing a bad job for us.
And John, I know that Broncos boys are talking about gentlemen agreements and things like that, but you must be expecting a really fierce contest between the Inglis and Taylors and Hodges and Taylor. That must be like a mouthful of a contest, right?
I know Dave said he wants to go soft on Lockie, but apart from that, he's going to run hard, he said.
You played the very first Origin game. What do you think about Origin 3? Was that bounce back?
No, well, I've tried not to tip them. I'm the world's worst tipster, but I'll be very surprised if they don't bounce back. I don't think they've probably, even that first game, we sort of dominated the game pretty well and struggled to put the points on the board. But I think particularly if, Justin Hodges comes through and GI and the other guys did a great job, but it adds more firepower there, and I don't think they've quite clicked yet. And I think if they click in the third game, they'll be awful hard to beat.
John, it's probably been a dozen times people have said this is the most important Origin game ever. You're probably the best qualified. Put it in perspective, is it?
It would be for New South Wales.
Exactly.
I was actually putting forward some thoughts the other day about the Origin. I thought, well, Mal's won the last 5 without me. He might sneak another one without me too. So, but it's a very important one for New South Wales.
Has Nick playing back near his best?
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't coached him before, obviously the last couple of seasons. But again, I think Michael's benefited from the young guys, and probably for him too was to have that leadership role sort of thrust upon him, and it's sort of been it's worked out really well. I think it's been good for him, being able to sort of have that leadership of young blokes who you don't have to motivate them, you just got to try and point them in the right direction, and so I think it's been good for both, and I think it's been it's great for his career. He had a lot of injuries in the last couple of years, and I think certainly the fittest he's been probably for 2 or 3 seasons. So a bit of a certainly a resurgence for him, I think. Maybe if we swap.
What's that? Swap chairs.
Do you want to swap chairs? Do you want to just swap chairs? Is that right?
There we go. No.
Oh, look, I think JT's greatest strength is his competitiveness. And that's, other than his talent, in those big games, he's going to be there knocking on the door for 80 minutes. I guess that's, important. I think his goal kicking's a bit off at the moment, so normally he doesn't miss too many there, but I'm sure I'm having a bit of a go at him now, but I'm sure he'll fix it up. Well, someone said he didn't for the Cowboys last week, he missed all the goals. Was that right, or did he get them all?
They're all 1 from 7.
1 from 7.
Yeah. He didn't do much kicking, he hurt his ankle.
Oh, did he? Oh, right. Okay. That's my
After he did his ankle, he didn't.
He tried
one and then missed it.
Anyway, goal kicking is like that's not important. Look, at the same time, if Jonathan wasn't there was a pretty good replacement, Cooper Cronk, ready to go. But it is good to have Jonathan there.
Just a couple of weeks away now from your last Origin, you're not having any second thoughts going in one more year?
No. Look, every Origin game's important, and I guess just because this is my last one, it doesn't make it any more special than the others. They're hard to win. The series are very hard to win, and obviously Queensland has had a lot of success in the last 6 years. It'd be nice to finish on a really good note. That team's done some great things, and if it's able to do 6, well, that's even better.
Darren, it's strange for you coming to an AFL city like Perth and being able to walk around.
Yeah, that's one of the things you probably enjoy a bit. You can sort of walk around. We're not in Brisbane. Usually we get heckled in Sydney, or but over here we get left alone. But in saying that, there was a fair few supporters, for the Broncos at training today, and there are people who have pulled us up in the street. So, I guess that is another reason why, in a few years' time, Rugby League can work here.
Is this a good way to
Yeah, I think it's a great experience for the young guys. Some of them have never been on a plane longer than 2 hours, so they were pretty excited that they were going to be on a plane for 5 hours. They got to watch a movie, and they're in another town, and again, that enthusiasm makes it a bit more exciting for the older guys.
Brisbane Lions are full of Western Australian players. You reckon a few Queenslanders might be considering coming over here if they get a franchise?
It's a possibility. I know when the Force started, a lot of the Reds came over here, so that's the thing with expansion. You're going to have to pull some marquee players over, and there's a lot of good players in Queensland.
Might need a coach as well,
No, I'm just focusing on playing at the moment. I'm looking forward to when I retire, just getting out of that sort of week in, week out pressure.
Good luck, guys. Thanks very much.